Good morning and welcome to Channel 44. It's another week, it's a new week, it's a new day. It is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. He is our shepherd, we will not lack anything. Well, I am Mercy Gashegu Sembati to bring you this morning's news update together with Livingstone Kawesi for sign language interpretation and translation. We'll start with what's happening around us in Uganda today. UPDF to recruit over 23,000 soldiers. The ministry plans to retire 1,200 army officials in today's New Vision. And also KCCA to relocate over 40,000 businesses in the city. It's all in today's New Vision. And also Museveni orders more funding for Petroleum Institute. President Museveni is seen watering the tree he planted on Saturday at the commissioning of some of the key training facilities at Uganda Petroleum Institute, Chigumba. He was with the First Lady Janet Museveni, Finance Minister Matia Kasaija, and other members of the institute. Get yourself a copy and get to know how many job offers are in today's New Vision. They are over 180 of them in Financial Intelligence Authority, Makerere University, Rakai District Local Government, among others. It's all in today's New Vision. And also, suspected ADF hit church in DRC. The New Vision brings you study at home, S2 chemistry, S3 maths, and physics. And also, Dominic Aibu consecrated as Bishop of Kotido District, and 38 billion shillings allocated for police housing here in Uganda. It's all in today's New Vision. Off to the Daily Monitor. New details emerge on Love Triangle fire. Police in Kampala are holding a woman who allegedly locked up her boyfriend and cousin in her bedroom apartment before setting it ablaze in what investigations now reveal could be a case of love triangle. Details are on page 4 of today's Daily Monitor. And also in Health Living, if caught early, cervical cancer is treatable. And in other news, President Museveni is in United Arab Emirates for a 3-day visit. He will meet and hold talks with Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the president of UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi. And then also they bring you Kotido Catholic Diocese gets new bishop as they bring you as he's being consecrated by the Archbishop Henry Obo of Tororo. And also in the regional news, Luwero authorities reopen Bombo Mosque after 2 weeks. Utafile praises move to return UNRWA to works, and 300 Cancer Institute staff to reapply for their jobs. It's in today's Daily Monitor. They bring you details of the Love Triangle fire. Suspect fled the scene, blaming a gas cylinder. Police find gas cylinder in the apartment intact. Prime suspect in the case faces murder charge. Witnesses speak out on the fire incident. It's all in today's Daily Monitor. Well, now allow me take you into our international news update. I'll now be joined by Livingstone Kawesi for sign language interpretation and translation. We'll start with what's happening in neighboring Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo government has blamed Islamic State group affiliated rebels for a bomb attack at a Pentecostal church in Kasindi in the east of the country. 10 people were killed as churchgoers attended Sunday worship, according to officials. At least 39 were wounded, and the Congolese military described it as a terrorist act by the Allied Democratic Forces. The ADF is one of the most notorious active rebel groups in the eastern Congo. In a statement, the Congolese government strongly condemned the bomb attack, which it says was visibly perpetrated by the ADF terrorists. In Burkina Faso, some 50 women have been abducted by suspected jihadists in northern Burkina Faso, according to local officials. Residents in the Arbinda said Two groups of women were taken as they were out gathering leaves and wild fruits because of severe food shortage. A small number managed to escape and raise the alarm. The abduction happened on Thursday and Friday, but news had just emerged as much of the area has been blocked by Islamic militants. The women got together to go and gather leaves and wild fruits in the bush because there was nothing left to eat, one resident told the press, adding that they left with their cats on Thursday. And in Tunisia, thousands have demonstrated against President Kais Saied as the country faces a deepening political and economic crisis. A crowd gathered in the capital, Tunis, to demand the end of his government. Tunisians who supported Mr. Saied since he came to power in 2021 have grown increasingly frustrated with the state of the economy. The protests come 20 years to the day since former dictator Zine al-Abidine Ben Ali was forced into exile. Tunisia's uprising is often hailed as a sole success of the Arab Spring revolts across the region, but has not led to stability either economically or politically. In Asia, China has reported 60,000 COVID-related deaths in just over a month, the first major death toll released since the country stopped its zero-COVID policy. China has been widely accused of underreporting coronavirus deaths, despite evidence of hospitals and crematoriums being overrun. According to officials, China recorded 59,938 COVID-related deaths between 8th of December to the 12th of January. Most of those who died were over 80, with most having underlying conditions. The figures include 5,503 deaths caused by respiratory failure directly to the virus and 54,435 caused by underlying conditions combined with the virus. The real total is likely to be higher because which the figures refers to only to deaths recorded at medical facilities. Moving on, in the United Kingdom, a man in his 60s has been arrested on suspicion of a terror offense after traces of uranium were found at Heathrow Airport in December, according to Scotland Yard. It comes after counter-terrorism officers searched an address in Cheshire on Saturday. The man was arrested under Section 9 of the Terrorism Act 2006, which covers the making and possession of radioactive devices and materials. He was released on bail until April. Commander Richard Smith, head of the Metropolitan Police Counter-Terrorism Command, said that based on what they currently know, the incident still does not appear to be linked to any direct threat to the public. In the United States, around 25 million people in California are under a flood watch this weekend as the latest in a parade of deadly storms drenches the state. Several waterways have flooded. At least 19 people have died and thousands have been told to evacuate their homes. In Montecito, a town 84 miles northwest of Los Angeles, locals say the rain aggravates their trauma. A mudslide killed 23 people in 2018, and many are afraid it could happen again. Moving on, hopes of finding survivors from Nepal's worst air disaster in decades are fading. It is unlikely there will be survivors, according to a spokesperson, and teams were finding body parts at the scene. At least 68 people died when a flight from Kathmandu to the tourist town of Pokhara crashed and caught fire yesterday morning. It is still unclear what caused the crash. Mobile phone footage showed the Yeti Airlines flight rolling sharply as it approached the airport. It then hit the ground in the gorge of the Seti River, just over a kilometer from the airport. Moving on, a former Afghan member of parliament and her bodyguard have been shot dead at her home in the capital, Kabul, according to Afghan police. Musa Nabizada, who is aged 32, was one of the few female members of parliament who stayed in Kabul after the Taliban seized power in August 2021. Her brother and a second security guard were wounded in the attack on Sunday. Former colleagues praised Ms. Nabizada as a fearless champion for Afghanistan who turned down a chance to lead the country. Since the Taliban returned to power in 2021, women have been removed from nearly all areas of public life. And in Myanmar, military is producing a vast range of weapons to use against its own people, thanks to supplies from companies in at least 13 countries, according to former top UN officials. The US, France, India, and Japan are among those named despite West-led sanctions intended to isolate Myanmar. The report says the home-produced arms are used to carry out atrocities against those who oppose the military. Myanmar has been engulfed in violence since February 2021 during the military coup. Opponents of the coup, which ousted elected government, have joined ethnic rebel groups in resisting the military rule. And finally, German police say they have removed almost all climate activists from a German village that will be destroyed to allow the expansion of a coal mine. Hundreds of officers cleared around 300 activists from Lützerath in an operation that began on Wednesday. Police say they removed activists waiting in tree houses a day after clashes broke out between both sides. 2 people are still holding out in an underground tunnel at the site in western Germany, according to police. And they say that there are no further activists in the village and that buildings at the site had been cleared by Friday. Well, that brings us to the end of this morning's news update. Thank you for watching Channel 44. It's a new week, it's a new day, and here at the Miracle Center Cathedral, dream interpretation goes on with Pastor Robert Kayanja as the Spirit leads. Stay tuned to Channel 44. The Pastors Now program is up next. Stay tuned and see the different testimonies of people who have been blessed through this ministry. God bless you and enjoy your morning.